So how do you create a brand that truly represents who you are and the products you sell, as well as building a business that you can scale online? That is what this podcast will help you do. My name is Henry Kaminski Jr., and welcome to the Brand Doctor Podcast.
Let me just make this statement loud and clear. Jersey's here, Jersey's here. 1, 2, 3, go!
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to another Brand Doctor Podcast. Let's get this party started, shall we? So I have a great episode today. We're going to be talking about the question, what altitude do you want your business flying at? Okay. So you want your brand to look more professional. You want to charge a premium. You want to work with higher quality clients. You want to soar above and beyond your competition, yet your business isn't built for any of this yet. I had a very, very, very interesting conversation with a guy yesterday who is breaking into a new market segment. And guy's got a $3.8 million business. I mean, this isn't his first rodeo here. The guy is pretty successful, yet he's very stumped when it comes to breaking into this higher tier or higher caliber segment of the market. So today I want to give you a fun little analogy that I shared with him yesterday that he actually told me, listen, dude, that was a great analogy. It really put things into perspective. And I want to share that with you today, right after this quick little message. If you're a business owner who feels your branding isn't truly representing the value that you deliver, check out this free video training that will help you level up your brand's messaging and online presence so that you can start attracting higher quality clients. Visit www.uniquedesignz with a Z at the end, not an S, .net/level up my branding. All right, so let me break down this conversation for you. So I mentioned in a previous recording that I joined this mastermind group recently to get around some heavy hitters and some people that are vibrating at a frequency that I could definitely relate to. And I meet this guy. He's in Jersey too, which is awesome. And he's telling me about his business yesterday, and I was really intrigued. I mean, the guy really took nothing and made it into a $3.8 million business. And I thought that was a huge, just accomplishment, hardworking dude. And so we got into the conversation of breaking into a new market segment. He's kind of done doing what he's been doing for a while now, and he wants to serve at a higher level. He wants to serve a higher level client. And he just doesn't know how, okay? So when I asked him, he was like, I don't even know how to price this stuff. I don't even know how I would introduce myself to them. And I said, well, this is a big branding problem that we need to uncover and really unpack before we can do anything. I hate to see you spend money on funnels or putting together an offer if we don't know exactly who it is that we're trying to serve. So he has a real high level. If I were to ask him at a high level, who's your ideal client, and he would say, commercial real estate developers. Okay. So we have to dig a lot deeper in order for us to connect with those folks. So I left him, I gave him a question that kind of stumped him. And I want to share this question with you because I could see his wheels start to turn as soon as I asked him that question. So I asked him, I said, all right, so commercial real estate developers, what do these guys and gals care about that you don't pay enough thought or attention to? And he pulls out his notepad, he starts writing it down, and he's like, that is a really good question. And I don't know the answer to that right now. And I said, well, This will help guide you in the right direction. So what we need to do before we start building anything is to really ask that question. Or I should say, and then answer it deeply. Okay. And then we started talking about planes, right? We were talking about, and I was explaining to him, like, these clients, these particular clients that you want to serve, consider them like G4 jets, right? These gals fly at 50,000 feet. Okay. And it takes a certain plane to be able to fly at that altitude. You're not going to take a Cessna 50,000 feet in the air. You're not going to take a commercial jet 50,000 feet in the air. Well, you might. I'm not a pilot by any means, but from what I gather, they're usually optimum at an altitude of maybe 36,000 feet. Anything above that, you're kind of cruising for a bruising. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But to my point, if you're flying a Cessna, there's no way in hell you're going to go to 50,000 feet in that thing. So I said, right now, your business and the way it's positioned right now is like flying a Cessna. And he was like, now you got me thinking. And so I want you to start to think about something here, right? Especially if you want higher quality clients. Okay, I'm going to talk about this in some detail now because I want you to start to understand how important it is. 7-figure earners are a different breed of people. Okay. And I'll share with you an example of this. So back in, I don't know, maybe 2016, I think it was around then, I had signed up for that Jet Smarter membership. I'm not sure if you remember what that is, but this was a membership that you could subscribe to, and you can take private jets to certain cities in the country, right? So we're out of New Jersey. So the best place to have this membership, in my opinion, was in New Jersey, New York, because the airport that we flew out of could go to multiple locations with ease. And so I joined this membership, my wife and I, and I met a lot of clients on these trips. Me and my wife went out to Napa for a long weekend. We went to, I took it out to Traffic and Conversion Summit the one year. And so, you know, you're rubbing elbows with other folks that are flying private. So, you start to get a better understanding of who these types of people are, right? And a lot of these guys, you could tell they ran pretty successful businesses. I met a patent attorney on the one flight. I met Jason Myers. I don't know if you know who that guy is, but awesome dude. He's actually a pilot himself, but he invests in businesses and sort of gets them back, back to running at a healthy pace, and then he flips them. So I meet these folks, and I feel already that these guys are on another level. Right. I met another guy who was investing in dispensaries and cannabis companies. He was in Westchester, New York. And, so I start meeting these people, and you can immediately tell these guys are operating on 12 cylinders all the time. They have a certain vibe about them. And the one thing that I realized after having numerous conversations with these folks was, they like to surround themselves with other A players that are flying at the same altitude as them. They're not going to tolerate somebody that's going to perhaps drag them down or hold them back or not be able to perform at the level of their expectations. Okay, so my question to you is, does your brand give off a 7-figure vibe? If you are attracting 7-figure clients plus, Does your brand give off that vibe? Now, let me preface here before I forget. I am not saying by any means to fake it until you make it. Okay, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. It's annoying. It's frustrating. And it cost me a lot. And I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. Okay. But if you feel in your heart of hearts that you were put on this planet to go that extra mile, to fly at those altitudes, to really make the best out of your life that you could possibly create. These are the folks that I'm talking to. Right? A lot of you guys know about my backstory already and how, I really feel like I'm here on borrowed time, and I'm going to make the best of it. And I'm going to do the best I can every day. I'm not going to settle. That's not in my DNA. Right? I'm constantly going to try to improve. I'm constantly going to try to level up. These are my folks. These are the people that have the same outlook, the same mentality, the same work ethic. These are the folks that I'm talking to. If you're happy with busting your ass trying to sell a $37 widget, I can't help you, because that's not something that I'm interested in helping people do. You're not bad people, and I'm not a bad person for even saying this. All I'm saying is I want to make bigger impact. I want to solve bigger problems. And in my opinion, you're not going to solve a big problem with a $37 widget. So I want to help other entrepreneurs that have bigger branding issues and help them solve big problems inside their business so they can go on and solve big problems for their clients. That is the conversation that I'm having today with you guys. Okay? And no matter what level you're at, no matter what altitude you're at, you're going to hit turbulence. Just expect it and know it. Embrace it. But don't think that you have to solve this on your own. A lot of these seven-figure earners that I've been working with over the past 2-3 years, helping them rebrand and refocus and reposition, and they play it smart. They're like, Henry, I only know this much about what you do. That's why I'm hiring you, because my time is more valuable than my money. So I'd rather you handle this. All right, I'll give you a quick example. Working with a client right now in the e-com space. He wants to go to 10 million bucks a year, strong. Right, basically doubling his business. He's right around 5 million now. But his online presence looked horrible. I mean, he didn't even really have a website. He had a landing page that he built out in ClickFunnels. And I'm like, how can you compete with these other folks out there? As we did our competitive research, you could see some of the heavy hitters in the space. These guys have strong footprints in that market segment. How do you compete with them with a half-assed ClickFunnels landing page? And he's like, that's why I'm reaching out to you. So we ran him through the accelerator program. We're just about to launch now. It took about 2.5 months to do. But you got to see his webinar now. You got to see his whole brand identity now. You got to see his presentation that he facilitates through the webinar. His competition looks Mickey Mouse compared to how he's now about to enter the market, or I should say re-enter the market that he wants to serve. This is what I'm talking about, guys. What altitude do you want your business and brand flying at? If you want to go that 50,000 feet and quote unquote fly private, then you need to build the vehicle, the jet that will allow you to do that. Because like I said before, A players want to be around other A players. So when they see your online presence and it feels premium, it looks more professional, it's really clear and concise and relevant to these folks, you're going to be top of mind. You're really going to become a part of their tribe. They're going to say, you're my people, right? And that's where you're going to make that connection. And that's how you're going to start attracting these people. But I will tell you this. If you want to look the part, that's only half of it. You got to deliver the other part. So you can look premium, you can look professional, you can look solid, but that's half of the battle. You have to deliver the goods. Okay? Don't forget that part. And I know a lot of you guys that are resonating with this right now are like, yeah, no, that's the most important part, of course. But I don't want to leave it out. I don't want to, because listen, you see all of that on the internet already. The fancy this, the fancy that. And then when you sign up for their program, it's horseshit. You don't want that reputation. You don't. So when I'm building brands, I want to make sure that we build it solid from the ground up and from the inside out, so that you have a strong offer, you have a strong message, and you have a strong presence. Those three things together, you're going to kick some ass. But if you only have one of those or two of those, it's not as strong. So my question to you guys today is your brand flying at the same altitude as the clients you wish to serve? That's the big question that you need to ask yourself. And if it's not, what are you going to do to get it there? Because you are being judged within 3 seconds of putting yourself or your business in front of these higher caliber, higher quality prospects. And if they get a smell of B and C play, they're going to say, nope, he's not an A player. She's not an A player. We'll move on. We'll find another A player that'll work and jive with our frequency. So there you have it, guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope you get a better understanding now of what it's going to take to attract that higher quality client. You got to put in the work to get the work. And that's the bottom line. Have an amazing day, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.